We have today is a very special person, Eric Cunningham, and it's ERIQ for Eric. And he's the founder of Ascension Capital Funding. Obviously, he's in finance. And I want to ask you a few questions, Eric. What got you into the funding field? Was it experience or where your heart is, or a little bit of both? Just give me a little background about why you do what you do.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me out this afternoon. I got into this field because I got to talking with one of my former college classmates one afternoon, and he's also in the business as well, but he specializes more with trucking and logistics. And we got to talking, having a conversation, and he was telling me about it. And he mentioned that you should really look at this business also. And there's lots of opportunity in the medical space because there's so many different medical disciplines where these practices are using many different medical devices. And so there's obviously lots of opportunity there if you want to pursue the business. And I say, might be something worth looking into. I did decide to pursue it and looked into it and asked some questions and got started a little over 3.5 years ago and haven't looked back.
So, what's the most unusual funding that you came up with to help people, to help a business?
Wow. There really hasn't been a whole lot of unusuals. Most of the projects that we participate in financing with are devices that are typically going to be found within your traditional medical practice, whether it's veterinarians, or of course, for animals, or thinking for your dentist. There's some opportunities in optical, obviously, also with your physical therapists, chiropractors, your radiology units.
Oh, so it is a variety of medical industries, actually, from veterinarians to clinics. That's interesting. So you do have a variety of types of clients with medical devices. Is there a
Absolutely.
range of funding, like a minimum or a maximum? If you just this could be $1 million deal or $100,000 deal. Tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. On average, the most deal sizes, they start out right around ten to $20,000 and goes up to over $100,000 on the high end. Occasionally, you will see some deal sizes above that. Obviously, when it comes to those types of projects, there's going to be a little bit more vetting as far as the application file that comes over that we're going to need to look at. But
Oh,
uh,
sure. More money
yeah,
involved. It's going to take more vetting. Yeah, that makes sense. So
yeah,
people could expect that sort of thing.
sure.
So that's a pretty good range, it sounds like, for clinics and veterinarian clinics. And yeah, after all, it's specialty equipment and they need a way to put it in. They need the equipment, but they also need a way to pay for it within their cash flow. I guess you
Absolutely.
have a lot of things to look at to see what the credits and what the business is bringing in and such.
Absolutely.
It sounds like a pretty interesting type of business
Yeah.
that you're in.
Yeah.
What got you started? It was a friend. It was a college friend, was it?
Yeah. One of my college classmates, basically.
That's pretty cool. That means it keeps your relationships going.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
always important. That's an important thing in life to remember
Yeah.
your friends, and sometimes you can do business together and all that
Yeah.
sort of thing, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have
Absolutely.
any hobbies outside of just raising capital, doing capital funding for people? Do you have a hobby or two?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy doing a lot of reading in my downtime. I enjoy going out to some of the parks here, just walking, getting some walking in. Obviously, I do enjoy traveling when I get time and just going around the country later on this year, looking at doing a cross country train ride. It would be my first time. Really excited to do it.
Oh, that's cool. So that's on your list. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got something like that. There's a train up in Durango, Colorado that I've always wanted. My son lives up there and I've seen that train and it's the old locomotives It just looks totally cool.
Oh, wow.
I
That's
saw
cool.
it during Christmas time, so you can imagine how the station was all dressed up in the snow, and it was
Right.
just a beautiful scene. Then that train comes choo-chooing in, so it arrived. That was cool. Yeah, yeah, I do have something in common with you with wanting to get on a train and enjoy that type of experience and
Yeah.
clean air and mountain
Yeah.
views and all of that. See
Great
part of the country,
opportunity
right?
to absolutely. Just going around the country and you don't have to focus on the driving. You can take in the scenery. So I think that's great experience.
So you keep your mind fresh by reading. That I think keeps you young, young of heart, young of mind.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and getting a few walks in the park, that's a great thing. And some people say that's actually the best exercise. You don't overdo it or underdo it. You just open up your heart and getting some good oxygen in the brain, and you just feel good. It just gives you some good endorphins and everything.
Absolutely. Especially now because the weather is starting to really get better. It was a little bit chilly today, but over the course of the day as it's gone by, it has progressively gotten warmer. And so it's actually a great time right now, even though it's afternoon, to really go out and get some walking in. So
You like the seasons, the change of the seasons?
springtime for me is generally harder because I have those seasonal allergies, which
Cool. Yeah.
some of us are afflicted with. I would say summertime is probably more my favorite one. Oh,
There's where your wheelhouse is, like, is
yeah,
about getting outside. Yeah,
yeah,
I get it. Thanks.
absolutely.
Thanks for the time today. I'm going to put your contact information at the end. We'll have it on a slide for you, so that way people can look you up and find you. So when you start working with someone, I guess you have a lot of questions about where the location. Do you work in all states or what?
Yeah, yeah, we work with clients all over the country, and there's just a brief introductory requalification that we do and ask questions about where the business is or your medical practice and what your goals are, what your contingencies in the case that maybe we can't secure the approval that you might be looking for. Is there an alternative that we can pursue that may be a better fit from the lender side and still assist you in reaching your business goals?
Wow, that's important for people to know for sure.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
They get to feel that you're going to come up with a solution. You're probably the right guy to
Right,
talk to because
right.
you're going to look a little bit further. That's a great thing.
Yes,
So I want to thank you for your time today, and I want to share this with a few people I know. And let's see what so have some fun and introduce some new people to you.
absolutely,
Thanks.
Mike. Thanks for having me on this afternoon.
You bet. Take care.